What is good, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is JustClark, and so around the past week, I hit pretty much close to art block burnout, that sort of stuff. It's very common, especially around the times when you're learning, continuously learning and learning and learning and learning, and working and working and working and working, and you just realize at one point that it's not sustainable. And yeah, I'm making this video while I'm kind of recovering from it. I'm doing better. I'm fixing around a lot of stuff, but yeah, I'm making this video to hopefully if you're in an art block right now or experiencing burnout, or when in the future you somehow hit that and you maybe it can remind you of whatever stuff I said here, then I would be glad. And also just to remind myself that yeah, the wrong stuff that I've been doing. And so here are the things that I've learned about experiencing art block recently. So yeah, let's get into it. So number one is that you gotta realize that we're just human, and because I've been working my ass off, I'm trying to make 2 illustrations per week, and I still want to stick to that because my whole year goal is to make 100 illustrations in 1 year. And yeah, that's my goal. But to realize that when all you're doing is just drawing, that's the only thing that you're spending your time in, kind of realize what is your life, and it just becomes work. It just takes over you so much that all the fun is gone, and the passion, the flame is no longer there, and you start to realize that what am I doing? Why am I drawing? And that kind of stuff, and those questions pop up. And so what I've been doing is I just stopped being so hard on myself and just having a life. That's pretty much it. I think when you focus more on yourself, the world, that kind of stuff, where inspiration comes from, then it's much easier for your heart to be in whatever you're doing, whatever it is. Dedication and discipline in practice is very important nonetheless, but you gotta realize that there's that balance, and we're all just human. We're not you're not I'm saying this to myself, but you're not a prodigy, you're not a super talented. I'm saying this to myself, by the way. You just work hard. That's how you reach a high level of skill in any source. You just gotta work hard, and with that comes a lot of other stuff, which is when you devote so much time onto one thing, and that one thing takes over all of your time, you kind of feel extremely incomplete and just empty, even though starting off, when you fell in love with this activity that you're doing, you're working hard towards, it was extremely fun. When it just becomes the only thing in your life, it just gets dull, it gets boring. And you gotta realize that you gotta have that balance. You gotta have other things in your life to have. Next up, I don't really have a list here, I'm just talking out my head. Give yourself time for inspiration. I think that's the very important thing in creative stuff, because it's not the exact words, but I've heard this from artists' daily routines, that when all you're doing is working and and you're not seeing things outside the world, you're not getting inspiration from those things, there's no source. All you're doing is putting things out, but you're not getting things in. You can't give what you don't have. So yeah, give yourself room for inspiration, whatever it is: games, movies, music, anime, anime, hentai. Yeah, give yourself room for motivation. And last one, I think this is the biggest thing, which I think my mistake is because I want to do 2 illustrations per week. My process became like I'm gonna make some sketches. Let's say first week of March, I will make sketches up until the third week. But here's the thing, it's not like I'm just chilling afterwards. I'm learning, I'm practicing, I'm improving my rendering, coloring, line quality, sketching, anatomy, all of that stuff I'm improving, right? But because the wall, my level at that time when I made those sketches were, let's say, around here, and throughout the week it increases a little bit, right? Let's just say increases a little bit. When I work on those sketches that I made in the first week, it feels like I'm already here, but because of the level that I'm doing, I have to go back down in a way, in a sense. Like, so I was pretty much holding myself back, which is not good, because learning never exhausts the mind. Da Vinci. I guess I'm not saying that, oh, don't make sketches for future illustrations. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I think you gotta just work on continuing to improve, because when you continue to improve, you won't get sick of the same shit. And I think that's the problem that happened for me, which is like I'd be making all these sketches, but the level of quality that I think I can make is being held down by the quality of what I previously made, and so I felt very blocked. And I think that's what led into me getting an art block and burning out. It's pretty much just just having no balance. I've hit so many fucking burnouts my whole life. Well, not really. My whole life sounds like the whole fucking 17 years that I'm here on this earth. But no, ever since I've started practicing, I've hit burnout because, one, I felt like I'm not improving. Two, I'm working too hard, having no balance. And yeah, the biggest thing that I learned from just burning out is you gotta balance stuff, man. That's not the only thing in your life. And yeah, but for art block, it's a lot of stuff, but definitely it's improving. Here's my mindset here. If you hit a wall, right? If you hit a wall and you're right here, if you just walk away, if you just give up, that wall is never gonna get taken down. But if you hit that wall, but you keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, at one point you'll break through that wall. That's why it's called a breakthrough. But yeah, so anyways, these are the stuff that I learned, stuff that I'm improving right now. The things that I'm doing, I'm investing more time in practicing, in putting it in, whether like in my schedule when I feel like practicing a certain thing, because you can only perform how you practice. You cannot do something well if you have not practiced it well. Two, I've set a time for creative work, and it's just partly discipline, but also I'm not being too strict with it. Just giving myself time to really be immersed and training my mind with that. Three is giving myself more time to explore, which I said about, like, just look at what inspires you, relax, take your mind off art, which is kind of counterintuitive because you want to get better, but you actually gotta just forget about it, not think about it. And last is stop multitasking. And by multitasking, I mean it's just simple, like filling up your water bottle, right? Don't get on your phone, don't do other things, just focus on, just look at the damn water. Literally, it's just only a few seconds, not even a minute. And like, stop multitasking if you're like watching a video you got another tab open, you're switching tabs. Yeah, it's just mind practice, just mindful practice, and I think it's really helped me focus on one thing at a time. So I hope that there's some essence here. These are just the stuff that I learned. I feel like it's not more so art, but rather just life. Whatever practices you put into your life and improvements you put into your life, that can translate into other areas. So yeah, hope you guys can learn something here. It's not like super art related. It's really just how I work. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video, and yeah, subscribe, follow my Twitter. Oh, outro.